Hello, fellow Neopians, and happy Yurble Day. This is a Neopet I'm not that big of a fan of. If there is somebody who collects Yurbles, though, I would love to see them. It's just not one of my favorites. I think Fairy and then Mutant, I have a soft spot for most Mutant Neopets, so there is that. But yeah, Yurbles are just kind of one I don't really ever desire, I think. So this is a mixed day for me. But for those of you who may be interested, you already know what deck you're going to and want to know what oracle we have. We have the Faeries, because I like the fairy one and I thought that would fit really nicely. So magical messages from the Faeries oracle deck will be seeing us and giving us insight throughout the various piles. The piles we have before us is in pile 1, the RWS. This is like, if you look up tarot art, it's going to be the standard Rider-Waite-Smith usually. We have the Mystical Cats Tarot. This is a finicky deck that you should only watch if you are called to it. Then we have the Mystical Medleys, Rubber Hose Animation, and we have the Guardian of the Night Tarot, which has a lot of animals in it. So you can go to as many or as few that you feel called to. Feel free to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, however many. We are going to start with pile 1 though, so decide now, otherwise here we go, pile 1. Hello, pile 1. So our card that from the Faeries is pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you in the world. This can be quite a few different things besides just actual pregnancy, but if you have friends who are trying or you are trying to get pregnant, that is imminent. We might get a timeline actually from the cards we will see. But yeah, we are going to be looking at possibly a great change in your life. Typically another child or your first child is a big deal and can be incredibly changing to your life and throws everything upside down. So that is kind of what we are looking at with this. It's also possible that this could be discussing like a pet or something that's happening, or the birth of like a new project in your life. So there's a couple different ways that we could see this happening. I think the deck will have a little bit more info for us on exactly what this might be relating to, and where we should be looking at for that. So we're going to pull 6 cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Empress, Death, 5 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. I do want to start this off by first off saying that yes, the pregnancy card can maybe bring some awful feelings of miscarriage and such. So if that is something that is not something you can handle at this time, this might just be something you skip and come back to when you are ready. I do want you to know that this is not a discussion of miscarriage, but I might touch on it. I might touch on some of the things of, trying to get pregnant and everything. And the Death card in this does not read miscarriage. I just know for some people that might be an immediate, oh no, and it's not. I think really what it is like, it's the end of life as you know it, because you're about to enter a new life. You're going to welcome a new life that's going to come into your family and join you, or this new project you're enjoying is going to kind of shift everything pretty immensely. You've been working very hard. You have been trying to do your best to make sure you're on top of things, keep the routine of all of the stuff that it takes to get to this point, along with just being excited and passionate and ready for this new adventure. If you haven't been gathering resources, you should start trying to make sure that you're kind of getting ready for everything to come. And this can work with a project too. So if you've got a brand new project coming, know that it's going to kind of tip your life upside down. This is the end of an era and that we're going into a new era. I'm very excited for you. Also know that this is not going to be the easiest thing. You're going to have arguments, disagreements. This is not going to be easy. You're going to be fighting a battle at some points, whether that's just like with yourself, your spouse, other people in your life, a partner, whomever it is. But this is a wonderful time. This is a really joyous time for you. This is a really compassionate and wonderful time. It's very intimate. This is going to be very, very personal project. Please take care of yourself mentally here. This is a hard, it's not hard, right? This change will be hard. And it will be drastic. And so set yourself up to have the best success. That's going to be really important in this. But you're doing so wonderfully, Pile 1. And I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations on whatever exciting new thing is happening. Whether that is a child or adoption. Or if it's just the excitement of like a new pet coming into your home. Or a new project you're starting. It's going to go really well. It's a little frustrating, I'm sure, to be like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to get prepared. You're actually doing all the right things. That's the wonderful thing. Just know that it's not the whole way going to be easy. You're trying to do as much as you can, though. And I appreciate you trying. Thank you so much, Pile 1, for letting me read for you. Hello, Pile 2. You've chosen the Mystical Cats Tarot. I hope you're ready for some claws to come out. The energy of this deck is feeling very, like, ready to just give a message and just give you very straightforward answers. So we're going to see what it tells us. But the Faeries wants to let you know first that holiday is going to be the answer. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation retreat or holiday getaway. So what you're going to want to kind of take that moment of rest is going to be the thing. I mean, if you're like, I don't really have anything planned in order to get away from anything, sometimes I always think of this kind of as the shower thoughts. When you've unplugged from everything, unless you're listening to music and stuff in the shower, but sometimes it's that time where you don't let anything distract you and you're only focused on doing the one task. That's, I think, really important for this, that you're kind of allowing yourself to have this moment of just rest. And I think this is what a shower can be sometimes, is that you're allowing yourself to just not be bothered by your phone or anything else, and so therefore you are able to be, to allow answers to come to you. So we'll find out what the cats have to add to that. I'm somewhat scared, I'm going to be honest. The energy is feeling a little fierce today. Our first card is the Fire Tom. And then we have Death, which this Death card is beautiful, I think. All those lives of that cat. We have the Ten of Fire. The Two of Sea. The Emperor. And the Three of Fire. There is a lot of fire energy here. There is a lot of creative prowess. There's a lot of business that's been happening, a lot of action. You've probably been having opportunity after opportunity. You've been having a lot of stuff going on. You've been trying to really get into new opportunities and really trying to be able to have things work out for you. And I think you've kind of had some stuff fall apart. Things have just kind of gone awry. I think this explosion of fire happening in this card is a little, probably how you're feeling on the inside is like everything's just scared you. Things went boom and you are like fleeing and you're trying really hard. And it's disappointing because you were really excited about this opportunity, and the unfortunate demise, which probably wasn't planned or anybody could foresee, unfortunately has really ruined this, which it sucks. I don't think you're at this point necessarily that if you are trying to seek a love life within this, on top of everything else, that it's going to start falling into place. And if you have a partner or anybody, it's time to lean on them. Allow them into what you're feeling, how you're mentally doing, everything like that. I want you to allow them to take you and allow them to embrace you and protect you at this time. They are a wonderful human. They're a wonderful being. Allow them to be part of your life and allow them to be in your life. This is that time to lean into those close relationships that you have. There is a potential for like a new love interest in this, but I think it's either going to be kind of a really quick, fast thing that you're going to be like, oh wow, we're really in this, or it's going to be like, oh, this person I've cared about for a long time, I really realize how much I care. And it doesn't even have to be romantically. It could be just like you want to deepen that friendship more, which can be really good. I think you're going to be able to grow from that and start preparing for the next thing. And now you have so much knowledge to go into the next thing without it also burning you. You're going to be able to move on into the next steps so much better. I think that holiday really plays in though, because you need to sit down and think with yourself about what do you need to do so that you can get to a place where you can start looking forward. I think you're pushing your emotions away. I think you're trying to push your mental state away. I think you're trying to push away whatever like financial problems this caused. I think you're just trying to like keep that all out of your head and just trying to like barely survive here and trying to figure out like how do you handle this. And I think you actually need to let yourself kind of fall apart. You need to let yourself also explode a little bit and just have a moment of this sucks. And that's okay. I really think leaning into your friendships and relationships, close people in your life that you trust, is really important here. And I think you have a lot of creative energy. Push this into that creative project. You can sit down and journal. You can sit down and craft. You can make something. You can write. You can do whatever that makes sense. Sometimes it's meant for the world and sometimes it's just for you. You will be so much better because of this, but it sucks in the moment. And this thing will make you grow so much more. But yeah, take that time. I think also with the shower thought idea in my head is take some time to take care of yourself. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's all really important in this time. You are a wonderful, wonderful person who has so much passion in them, and I can't wait for your next project. The next thing you decide to do after this, but first we must deal with this. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for letting me read for you. The cats really came for you. I feel like they really wanted you to to know that things just crashed and burned, and it's okay. But Pile 2, I think you've got this. Take some alone time. Take some time with one close friend. You know, use that time to recharge, but also fall apart in the safest way possible for you. And maybe if you can, do take some time away. Go on holiday. Let this be a gap in time that you can be like, well, I have free time. Let me go. Let me go do something. Thank you so much again, Pile 2. I hope you have a magical day. Hello, Pile 3. You have chosen the Mystical Medleys Tarot, which is lots of fun rubber hose animation, so it'll be very cartoony, which is great. Our Fairy Oracle cards are actually two. Two are kind of called. I pulled the pregnancy card first, which I will go into a little bit more in detail in a minute, but it didn't feel quite right. And it actually made a lot more sense when I pulled up Perfect Timing, which it says, this is the right time for you to move forward. Pregnancy says, the birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think this is actually talking about an actual pregnancy in this particular segment. My Pile 1 actually did talk about pregnancy pretty heavily, because the whole reading kind of felt more like it was actually talking about something that was very momentous happening in your life. So if the term pregnancy in this particular discussion really does relate to you, you may also want to watch Pile 1 as well, because there might be some more specific stuff in there. But this one is talking about perfect timing with this. Pile 1 really, its timeline was very seen. It wasn't very clear or anything, and it was more about talking about preparing and getting ready for the pregnancy to happen. Whereas this is talking about some perfect timing that is related to. So I think this is more talking in a sense about a big momentous change happening in your life, and that this is the time to do that change. So it may be a pregnancy, but it also might be that you need to start a new project, entrepreneurial stuff, or maybe you're interested in adopting cats. Like, you know, you want to maybe start doing it more volunteer work and really helping out somewhere, and this is your sign that this is the time to make that really big change that's gonna change your life quite a bit. We'll find out a little bit more detail hopefully from the tarot, but I wanted to get that clear because some of you may need to also see pile 1. That might be actually very helpful. I usually don't recommend another pile, but this one felt like it might be needed. All right, so here we go. We're going to pull 6 cards of the tarot and see where we end up from there. So first off, we have the High Priestess. Then we have the 6 of Wands, a 3 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, Justice, and the Moon. Get our cards straightened out here. You've spent some time getting ready for this. You've been pretty confident actually in how you've been doing. Things have been going pretty well. And I think you're ready to use everything. I do want to warn you that there might be some grief over your old life if this makes a huge change in your new life kind of idea. But like, approach yourself with compassion and kindness and understanding that this is okay. We wanted to do this. And that, like, just really keep in track with your emotions of what's going on in yourself. You are going to find a new balance. It's going to be okay. We're going to find a new normal. And always remember that you have the answer within. That's very important, that you listen to yourself and you pay attention to your intuition on the inside, because you're only going to grow stronger from this. You have your calm decision making right now is awesome, and that you're very balanced and everything is going right. But I hope you know that that's not gonna be forever. Sometimes things go downhill, and that's kind of what this is a bit of warning of, like, this is the time to seize it. Like, it's like our perfect timing card said. This is the right time for you to do it and, like, take the next steps. Really go for it. But like, I also want you to know that not everything's going to be as perfect. There's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be downfalls. There's going to be things that you're going to wonder why you did this. Why was this the change you decided to make? And I want you to remember that it's okay that you made these changes, and to, like, really listen to yourself and within of why, and remember what you've done. I would really recommend writing yourself a letter right now. However, whatever form makes sense. Digital, physical, whatever. Write yourself a letter so that you can look at how happy and excited you were, and you can remember how good it is. I think sometimes we get lost in the sadness of things, and having a letter that says, like, I'm so excited to do XYZ things with this place, or I'm so excited to work on this all day, or whatever. And yeah, there might be a little bit of a reality check that comes with it, but there might also be a reminder of how this is the dream that you've wanted and been working for so long, and now you have it, and it's wonderful. Pile 3. I'm so excited for whatever you're going for and doing. I know you'll find success, but I hope it doesn't beat you down while it's doing it. You are a very amazing human being. I wish you the best. Hello, pile 4. You've chosen the Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is going to have a lot of animals in it, and we're going to start with our Faeries card, which I picked up beforehand. The card that was drawn is called Let Go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So, and we even have a bird in it. So we're already starting off with animals. So we're going to see what else we end up with. So what are we needing to let go of? And what are things in your life that you are trying to over control? The Knight of Pentacles shows up. We're gonna have a real strong sign that something about control will be being said. So, all right. And our first card is the Star, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. All right. The Star card comes after a card called the Tower, where things have crumbled and kind of fallen apart, and you had to kind of something big happened and you're now having to rebuild from it. Probably wasn't very surprising that it happened, but the Star wants to let you know there's hope. And you're probably at that point of, I know that was for the better, and I know that because I got rid of that, I have room to do other things that I've really wanted. We've really grown a resistance. You can see this in the Nine of Wands here, that you've kind of gained this resilience, this armor to deal with the situations that are now coming at you, that may come at you because of what's happened. And all of that work that you've done and setting up and getting yourself like stronger is gonna pay off. You are gonna have things just show up in your world that will be a sign that you've done it right. You're gonna know when you see them, because it's going to be kind of unique to you, that you're going to be like, I'm aware of what's happening. And it's really great that your hard work's paying off. I think that's wonderful. You're probably going to end up being a little like, oh, I can now go and do more stuff. Like, I can go, like, I have freed up this time or space or money or whatever. And now you're like able to go do things that you've wanted to do. This is a great time to go volunteer, take a community class, to learn something new. This is that time, like that thing you've always wanted to do. There's nothing stopping you. Go do it. You've wanted an easy bake oven? Go get one. You've wanted to try out, charcoal? Go do it. This is the time. Like you've made the room in your life. This is the time to allow yourself to go explore a new hobby, go try something new, to like allow yourself that freedom that you don't have to stay in a rigid thing. You can change who you are at any time. Your identity is not wrapped up in that old thing, because you're still able to mold and change your identity at any time. I think that you're going to actually find that you really love whatever you go into, and it might become part of your routine. And it might take a couple shots at first. That sometimes, you have to fail a few things to find out the thing that you love. And sometimes the failure is the fun. Sometimes you gotta really do it. I met somebody who does glass blowing at one point, and she told me that the first whole class of glass blowing is them breaking stuff. And I thought that was such a wonderful thing, in that you have to break things in order to get better. And that's where we're at here, is that in order to keep learning and making yourself stronger, things have broken and crumbled, and now you get to do the fun part of rebuilding, reusing, being able to like take that time back, take that energy back, and put it into things you want, put it into things you love. I think this is also very interesting that it goes with the Let Go card, because if you haven't broken down that thing and you have just thought about it and you know it's going to be painful and hard, this is your sign to do it. This is your sign. let it fall. Let it fall completely apart and know that this is such a good decision for you. You're going to become so much better. So much better. You're going to be so much happier. And like the let go card said, you're going to relax. And everything you've wanted or been secretly maybe even desiring, the things that you've been silently wishing for, and maybe you never even told yourself you were wishing for, that's all here. I want to say a couple things here because I'm not seeing any cards that deal with your relationships or your mental and emotional stuff quite as heavily in this. Do check in with both of those. I think your choosing to crumble is going to be very, very hard mentally and emotionally, and that might be why we're not seeing anything in the repercussions of this, because that's going to be a whole different thing that you need to deal with. Is what about your mental and emotional state? I'm going to grab a couple cards. Let me just grab a few cards here. Because what about your mental and emotional state? Oh, 10 of Cups. This is like a fabulous, you're going to find family. It's just like this pure happiness alignment card. Your found family, the people who matter to you, this big circle of life moment. This is all wonderful. Again, it's going to hurt first, but this is coming. You're going to get to a point where you are going to be able to become so much better and so much happier if you're willing to crumble and take down things that are making you upset. It's a good thing, and I think you really know that it's a good thing. You're just waiting for that push, and this is your push to like let you know that yes, you need to. I'm gonna pull one more card. We have the Fool. Yeah, you want to start this new journey. Do it. This is your answer. Go and start this journey. And yeah, you're probably gonna have to rebuild various things and stuff, and that's okay. You have the power. You are amazing. You are capable and fully able to do all of it. Pile 4. I am so excited for you, and if you are willing to share with me, because I think this is a good one, that if you're willing to like make a note to yourself, come back in 3 to 6 months. Yeah, this is going to take about 3 to 6 months, I think, for you to fully have the full cycle of this thing happen. Come back if you're willing. That would be wonderful. I would love to hear about your ending, where you've ended up in like 3 to 6 months. If you're willing to share, of course. So yeah, Pile 4, I'm so excited for you. This is one of those things that change is inevitable, and sometimes it sucks. This is so important for you, and you're going to be so much better on the other side of it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I'm really excited for you if you can't tell. But yeah, go do your things. And I'm sure you're scared right now, but like, I hope my excitement for you is getting through the screen and letting you know that I really want you to go for it. This really is the best decision. Thank you again, Pile 4. Stay magical.